Hey everyone, it's UA from the Strictly Broken YouTube channel, and the topic of this video today, and a lot of you guys like these discussion type videos, so I'll just keep making them until people say they're boring as fuck. But today's video is about V Premium, so current standard, just the V era stuff, and how I think that I truly believe it doesn't have to die. A lot of people are like, just kill it already, just gut it already. We hate this format. And speaking from personal experience, so very anecdotal here, a lot of people actually love this format, and I'm here to try to convince all of you that not necessarily that you have to love it too, but that it can stay and it should stay. So a lot of people cite the transition period 3 years ago from G era to V era as a comparator to how V will soon disappear as well, since in the transition during G era to V era, Bushiroad promised to continue to support G format, and then within a year that support basically became non-existent, G format being pre VBT01 United Team Q4. I think there's a big difference between that transition and this transition. So whether you like to admit it or not, G format is not a different enough format from premium format to make it be distinguishable at the time when they distinguished standard G and V premium. Standard G and premium, sorry. If people would ask themselves, like if you ask yourself, like what is the difference between G and premium? And the only difference is that you just can't use the new stuff in your decks. Similar to V in that sense, but it's kind of not, because now you're basically telling people you can play premium, you just cannot update anything. And you can follow every rule that premium has, but you can't use new cards. That quickly leads to that's just obviously going to quickly lead to boredom and burnout and frustration, and G didn't last long. V is very different because not only are they promising support for it, which should be obvious why it's different, they are literally going to print new clan selections for the V sets. It's also gameplay wise fundamentally different from premium and overdress standard. So it's at its core different from the two other formats that I think it has very good reason to stay, right? You're not premium, you're not striding, but you're also not overdress standard because you're not playing by nation. And so you have this clan-based cards that have the whole marker mechanic to them. And there's no strides, and there is an audience for that. 100% there's an audience for that, and people, the premium hype train people and the overdress standard hype train people, they're going to tell you a lot of things, but there are a lot of people who actually enjoyed V era who are now being suppressed in some sense because they're being told your format sucks by some of the largest Vanguard YouTubers that have like quite a big audience. But it doesn't have to be that way. I know a lot of people who love V for its simplicity, who got frankly a little bit tired of premium because they got busier and busier. I grew up slowly during the premium transition era of when V first came out, and that was a 3-year time period. And some people grew up during that time period. Some people got engaged. Some people got really good jobs that take up a lot of their time, and some people moved on from the game at a competitive level. And V is just, it suits some people's needs better than premium could provide, and I think going forward it will still continue to suit some people's needs more than premium can. I definitely see an audience of people who are willing to play just premium. There's an audience of people who are willing to just play overdress standard. There's an audience of people who are willing to just play V premium. And expanding on that as well, I think there are some people who are going to be overdressed standard and V premium players, and some people who are going to be overdressed standard and premium players. Because like a person who's more into something just in general across the board a bit simpler is going to stick with that kind of overdressed standard and V premium kind of play style. And let's say they do tournaments again where they had to put V premium as a day 2 as a choice between V premium and premium. Like there's going to be a large audience of people who are probably going to choose standard and V premium, and then a large audience of people who are going to choose overdressed standard and premium. But like my point being that right now it feels like some of the people who are fans of V-Era are being silenced, because being a fan of V-Era is a little bit shameful right now. Granted, the format right now with the cards that are being released, with the amount of power creep, it is absolutely true that it is not in its best state. But there was times in V-Era where the game was great. It was fun. It was engaging. It was, at all times V is simple, but there was enough diversity or enough decks that were good and playable for it to be fun. And, if they keep working on that and keep releasing support and keep being actively engaged in the format, I definitely think V Premium can be a alternative to Premium, to overdressed standard, that is actually very fundamentally different, and that it shouldn't be compared to 3 years ago when when G-Era just got wiped off the face of the earth, because it just wasn't that much more different than Premium. Very, very simple video. I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there. Again, some things that I say, there might be that kind of salesman undertone. As a person who works at Strictly, who has a lot of V stock, I just want to put this disclaimer out there that yeah, you can think of it as like a way to kind of move product, but honestly, I just, being who I am, I have all my V-Era cards, my collection of Pale Moon stuff, and I'm just going to keep playing. I'm going to keep updating my decks, and it's just not going to change. So I do personally I do care about V Premium still, and I'm not in the camp that it should disappear over time. I really don't think, I really don't agree with that at all. So for those people who are V Premium fans, V-Era fans, I kind of got your back in that sense, that I personally don't want to let that slide out of the Vanguard, the existence in Vanguard, and would continue to play and continue to support it as a shop. I'm not going to just drop the product and stop buying into the product, which I predict quite a number of shops might. So yeah, that's it for this video. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you everyone all the time for supporting the channel. Hopefully we hit numbers that we just can only dream of hitting like a couple weeks ago. And yeah, that's it. It's UA signing off. Peace.